Hello, my name is Dr. Paul Muliamboga. I work and I serve here at Holy Innocents Children's Hospital, a children's facility in southwestern Uganda, East Africa. I'm more than privileged to speak to you this evening. I am a father of two lovely girls, Alicia Zoe and Israela. Israela is quite little, it's about 2 months now. We are so privileged to have her in our lives. I'm married to one beautiful Caroline I've been with for the past 3 years, so I bless the Lord so much for the journey of marriage. I currently stay and live in Mbara. Mbara is about 270 kilometers from the capital to the southwestern region, and I've been here for the past 3 years. I bless the Lord for the blessings and the opportunities that He has rendered to us while we are here. I'm so privileged to share with you the story of Doctors on Mission. Doctors on Mission is a completely volunteer-led and founded organization. We are located in Mbara City, southwestern Uganda, and we founded in 2023. We came together as a group of doctors and medical professionals with an aim of reaching the most vulnerable with much needed surgical and medical needs. These range from surgical care, consultations, to drugs, to treatment, to referrals, to rehabilitation, research, quite a number of items that we do under medical Doctors on Mission. So how did Doctors on Mission come about? In 2022, we thought of how we can come together and make this a possibility. And we identified key areas that we can focus on: rehabilitation of children with malnutrition, surgical care for patients who did not have and did not afford surgery, and medical research. Because we knew when we do research, we are able to know the interventions in community, and we are able to tailor our services depending on how we find the needs of the community. We went along, and by the grace of God, we were able to host our first surgical camp at Holy Innocents Children's Hospital. And because of this surgical camp, we were able to operate upon 200 patients in 1 week. Wow, that's amazing. That's the grace of the Lord. With help from Holy Innocents Children's Hospital and Children's Surgery International, we were able to reach so many lives because of that 1 week. We were so motivated, so much with vigor, we said we have to push forward. We went on to do more community engagements with the different communities that we work with. We went to Mitoma, we went to Chibuku in the eastern part of the country, and we have been able to reach close to 1,000 people with the love of Christ as we share the work that God has given us in medical mission. So Doctors on Mission entirely is volunteer-led. We aim at reaching the most vulnerable communities with the love of Christ as we preach the word of God, but as we share with them our skills that God has blessed us with, as we care for children, as we care for women, as we care for the elderly, as we reach out to communities with the love of Christ through medical mission. For the work of Doctors on Mission to be a success, we have great team of people that we come together to ensure that the objectives, to ensure that the mission, the vision of this great organization is met in every organizational work, in every project that we render, in every activity that we do. So what do we exactly do, and why is our work very important, and how does it align with the needs of the community? First, Doctors on Mission is entirely volunteer-led. 2, it is aimed at meeting the needs of the community, and we do this by doing needs assessments in the different parts of the communities that we go to. After we have done the needs assessment and we have identified the key ideas and the key areas where we can meet, the key medical areas where we can meet the community needs, we come back as a team, we meet together, we pray together, we fast to ensure that we get the direction from God, to give us a sense of direction of how we should take on these activities. These range from nutritional rehabilitations in the different parts of the country that we have been in. We take on children who have been malnourished, and we rehabilitate them, and we give them a new life, a new lease of life. And in addition to that, we are able to identify several community challenges where may need medical care through medical missions. How do we do it? We identify localities that need the services most, then we organize the medical camp, a surgical camp, and we come and care for these community members. It can be 1 day, it can be 2 days, it can be 3, it can be a week, it can be 2 weeks, depending on how many people we are going to be seeing and the great need in the community. So our work is directly intertwined with the community. Without the community, we are not, because we are trying to serve and we're trying to care for the needs in the community. So that's how we incorporate in our vision. We are led by Christ. Christ came and he gave his whole life to us. When he died on the cross, he actually gave his life to us. His blood which was shed on the cross was for us. Diseases were healed, the blind saw, the dumb speak, those who were lame were able to walk. Why not? Today, God has given us these skills, he has given us this knowledge. Why not? The blind could see, those who are sick can get healed, because as God has given us the skills and the knowledge to provide this healing to many people who may be helpless, who may not even have hope. But God has given us the strength to be in position to provide this care to these communities. And that's the purpose of Doctors on Mission. We unite as Christian medical doctors. We pray, we fast together. God to give us a sense of direction. We go to the community. We provide these services for free. We do not aim to profit from this. Our aim is to ensure that we are providing these services. And as we do so, God is working in us. As we do so, as we serve the people, God is enriching us with his love. God is healing us. God is providing for us. God is opening doors for us as doctors. And we believe and we trust the Lord that every life we impact, every community we reach out to cannot remain the same when Doctors on Mission is on ground. We bless the Lord because he has given us an opportunity to partner with Amigos Internacionales in the US, which have a great footprint in Uganda, in northern part of Uganda, in a village called Ogul, in a district called Gulu in northern part of Uganda. It is an opportunity for us as Doctors on Mission to reach out to this community. How do we reach out to them? One, God has blessed us with an opportunity, a brilliant opportunity of providing a 3 days medical camp. And we are going to provide these services to people for free. And God has blessed us with partners locally, partners internationally who are coming together to make this a possibility. God is bringing together surgeons, obstetricians, dental surgeons, ophthalmologists, general practitioners, nurses, all cadres in the medical profession. We are coming together to go to Ogul with one aim: winning souls for Christ as we share our skills and our knowledge through medical missions. We hope to provide free eye services, dental services. We are going to have a women's clinic. We are going to have a children's clinic. We are going to have a diabetic clinic and hypertension clinic. We are also going to be in position to provide free counseling. We are going to have hospice services for those that may require hospice. We are also going to be blessed to have the team from blood transfusion services. They are going to give you an opportunity to come and donate blood to save so many other lives. We are going to have free laboratory services, from free HIV testing to common infections that we are having, and we are going to be providing all of those for free. Who are you to miss? God has given us this vision, and we are going to go to Ogul to do just that. Like so many other villages, Ogul is so unique in a way that it is faced by increasing cases of malnutrition among children, increasing cases of malaria, so many surgical conditions that we have identified both in children, in women and in adults and elderly, which we believe by the grace of God he will give us the capacity to help the community. So we believe that as we go to this community, we shall be in position to care for the women. Through our women's clinic, we are going to be able to care for children through the children's clinic that we are setting up. We aim at addressing the common illnesses in malnutrition, in childhood illnesses like malaria. And we hope and trust the Lord that with his grace, we are not going to just be there for 3 days, but it is going to be an impact. We hope that even after the 3 days, we shall be in position to set up a facility in the village, to be in position to continue on this work that we have started. We bless the Lord for this opportunity. Amigos Internacionales is one of the key organizations in Uganda providing services to people through their Mission Point project. They aim at addressing all the needs of the community, from economic, socio-economic challenges to health challenges, and to being able to actually access education. They have done this through the school they constructed. The spiritual well-being of the community is a key point, through the church that was established, and also the socio-economic aspect. They have provided goats, they have provided different household services which the community can benefit from and earn a living as they care for others in the community. And so Doctors on Mission was so privileged and lucky to have such a partner. We wrote to them, and by the grace of God they replied, and that's how the discussion started. And when we started talking, we knew it from the beginning that our visions align together, our missions align together, and we are all for the same thing. And by the grace of God, He has enabled us to partner together on this camp. We believe that it's not only going to be the only camp that we are working on. We believe and know that as we think of establishing facilities in the mission points projects that they're having in the different villages, we believe and know that lives will be transformed in our partnership, and we know that God will not leave this community the same. Without God, there is nothing. As doctors, we may treat, but without knowing that God is in it, then there is nothing. Trust me, even if you take all the drugs in the world, but without knowing that God is going to heal you, then you're taking all the drugs for nothing. We believe and know that God healed many who had several diseases. Jesus came, healed many, healed tumors, He healed people who were blind, and God did this. This is the best medicine. This is the best doctor we look up to as doctors in Doctors on Mission. And so we believe that as we go out to treat, it is important to care for the spiritual aspect of all the patients who come to us. So we believe and we know that as we go out, we are going to be incorporating the spiritual aspect of everything into medicine, such that as a patient comes, he will understand and know that as I'm coming, the disease is not my portion. I have won the disease because Christ won. Christ came, He died for you, He healed you on the cross. His blood flows in your vessels. Who are you to fall sick? So you are going to be healed. So even as we give you these drugs, we give you hope and we give you belief and trust that God is going to heal you. Not only that, we ensure that you have understood that it is not you, but it is God. Without God, you are nothing. You need to accept Christ, and He comes into your life. He transforms your life. Not only that, but it never leaves you the same. So we believe and know that as we go into this camp, not only are we using this opportunity to reach nations, we are using it to actually provide medical care and spiritual care to the community in Ogul. Of course, just like any activity that we may organize, there are always several challenges that you'll find. Our organization is located in the southwestern part of the country, and we are going to the northern part of the country. Logistically, moving, it's always a challenge. But by the grace of God, we have been in position to partner with people on the ground to ensure that activities are done, officers are reached out to, partners are reached out to ensure that we are all together doing the same thing with one vision and one mission to reach the people of God. So we anticipate that mobilizing people will be a bit difficult because doctors and nurses and all people in the medical fraternity are not easy to get, but by the grace of God, we have a platform as Doctors on Mission with so many of these professionals who come together every year to make this possible. So it will be easy for us to mobilize them. We anticipate a challenge in movement from the different parts of the country to Gulu, where we are going to be having our camp. So we believe and trust the Lord that is going to avail us transport and travel means to enable us to move to Ogul, such that we are able to provide care for the people. We also anticipate that mobilizing resources will not be easy, but we know and we trust the Lord that He who has been in position to provide for us in the past is able to provide for us even now. So every drug that you give us, I believe that Lord is going to bless you. God will provide for us the drugs, He will provide for us the supplies, He will provide for us the personnel to come and give this service in Gulu. So we believe and know that regardless of the so many challenges that will come, Christ faced so many challenges as in His ministry, we cannot fail to believe and to know that He will surely provide a way out for us, from journey mercies to providing care to patients, to reaching the community needs. We know that God is going to pass through us. As we plan for this camp, we are not just looking at this camp. We are using it as an opportunity to identify which other health needs haven't we identified, which other health challenges in the community haven't we known. Once we know all that, we're using this as a study to ensure that as we are tailoring the activities and services to this community, we know the background and we know the main challenges. We are seeing close to 3,000 people in 3 days. That is big, that is huge. I'm very certain that we are going to receive and we are going to know the common illnesses and challenges that we are going to be facing in the community. But not only are we going to do that, we are also exploring opportunities of establishing and setting up a permanent health facility in Ogul village, such that it is not only about the camp. We do not just come out every 3 days and we go away, but rather we can have something more sustainable. We shall have a facility, we shall have a doctor, we shall have a nurse, we shall have a midwife, we shall have a laboratory technician, and all these will be there to care for the needs of the community. That is the end of the result of this. As the church is providing spiritual care, there is a medical facility providing medical care. All this is aimed at ensuring that the community has a holistic approach at providing care to the community. When we hosted our first surgical camp in Imbara, there was a gentleman who traveled from Tanzania because he had heard an advert on Radio Maria about a surgical camp for children. He traveled from northern part of Tanzania, he crossed the border, he traveled through Uganda. It was his very first time to travel into Uganda. He did not even know where he was going, but all he knew is that I was going for a 1-week surgical camp at Holy Innocents Children's Hospital in Imbara. Because of this camp, this man had his child operated upon for a cystic hygroma, a mass child had been with for close to 5 years. That is unheard of. We bless the Lord for that impact. The camp may only have been done for that one person, but we bless the Lord because He enabled us to make it up, to put everything together to ensure that we had everyone on ground, to ensure that we provide these services to these people. So we bless the Lord. Impact is felt every time we reach in a community. We have seen it in the past. We have seen over 1,000 people in the past 1 year. We are going a step further this year. We are going to see 3,000 people in 3 days. That is huge. That's a huge mandate. But what is bigger for God? Nothing. We believe and we know that as we set out for this, God has got us and we are going to provide this impact in the community. Doctors on Mission works solely with the community. Without the community, we are nothing. Because the works that we are solving, the challenges that we are trying to achieve and provide solutions for are in the community. We are working with local leaders, we are working with religious leaders and cultural leaders to ensure that we identify these challenges and we provide services which are acceptable to the community but also accessible to them as a community. So we believe and we know that as we provide these services to the people in the communities we are going to, each and every person in the community takes charge of everything that we are doing. They come together to support this work in the mobilization of resources, in the mobilization of people. As we come together, they actually play a key role also in sustainability, in supporting the camp, in supporting the facility which is going to be coming up, in supporting the work that we are doing, knowing that it is going to be owned by them, to be used by them, and to benefit them as a community. So that's what we believe. So that's why the work of Doctors on Mission is entirely community-based. To make the work that we do possible, we logistically have to mobilize resources and funds to make our work happen. We do this together locally by annual subscriptions as doctors and as medical professionals in the field here in Uganda, to ensure that we have a sustainable way of continuing this work. Whether we have external support or we do not have external support, we should be in position to come together as a team, put resources together to make our work happen, because it is us giving back to our communities. These are our villages, these are our people, these are Ugandans that we are helping out in the community. So we try as much as possible to do that. You can be a part of this. How can you be a part of this? You can sponsor a mission, you can sponsor a medical camp in Uganda. How can you do that? You go to our website, www.doctorsonmission.org, and you are able to give your offering and your gift to this amazing work that we are doing. We have great projects that we are doing in the community. We have a nutritional support program which is aimed at establishing nutritional rehabilitation centers in different hospitals across the country. In Holy Innocents, it is in plan. In the eastern part of the country, it is in plan. In the northern part and Ogul, it is also in plan. We believe and know that through these rehabilitation centers, many children are going to be given the care they need in malnutrition. And also at the same time, we have a program that is supporting childhood surgeries for Little Lives project. This project is aimed at identifying children in the community who have surgical conditions that have failed to access surgical care. We get these children, we bring them in the hospital, we care for them for free. And when we are finished caring for them, we send them out to the community to go and be ambassadors of Doctors on Mission. Why? Because God has blessed us, we have to bless them as well. So this program, as we reach different children, we are able to provide these surgeries, lives are transformed, families cannot remain the same. They would have spent millions of shillings and dollars in having these surgeries done. We do them for free. Why? God has provided for us through your support, through your giving. God has provided for us through you to ensure that the work that we are doing is continued, to ensure that more children are seen and more communities are transformed. We do more of the work through missions. We love missions. Why do we love missions? Because we know that as we go out on mission, we are not only touching an individual, but we are touching the whole community. You can be a part of this by supporting one of our camps. We have several camps that are coming up in Kisoro, in Intungamo, in Nsinjiro, in Masaka, in Fort Portal. We believe and we know that as we go out to these different communities, lives cannot remain the same. We have had partners locally joining us, but you can be a part of this. I encourage you, pray with us, support us, and be with us as we reach many communities. You can be a part of this. Doctors on Mission dreams of establishing health facilities in all the places that we go to. That is a very huge dream, because one health facility can cost even more than $1 million US. That is huge. That is way huge. That is way beyond us. But that is the beauty of God. You trust Him for the impossibilities and He gives them to you. God has done in the past amazing things. We dream of establishing hospitals in the eastern part of the nation, in the northern part of the nation, in southwestern Uganda, and the western part of the country. So we believe and we know that as we do these great missions in different parts of the country, we are actually establishing footprints in the different parts, and by the time we come to set up facilities, the community will accept them and we shall care for the community. You can be a part of this. You can sponsor, you can be a part of establishing a facility in one of the regions in the country. We believe that to be a more sustainable way of providing services for free to different parts of the nation, to the people. And we are all doing it for what? For the grace and for the love of God. When Isaiah was asked, whom shall we send? He said in chapter 6, verse 8, that here I am, send me. That is the same word that we have as Doctors on Mission. There may be so many doctors out there, but we are here to be sent by Christ. And that is the mandate that we have, to go out, to make disciples, to preach His word to different parts of the nation. We were doing this, and we are still doing it, all for the goodness of the Lord. And as we go out for every camp, we have that at the back of our mind, that we are going out for Christ. Thank you for partnering with Doctors on Mission. Thank you for being a part of our story. Thank you for making our work possible by your generosity. May God richly bless you.